Good evening, good afternoon, good day, wherever you're watching from. Welcome again to School of Relationship and Marital Success, and it's great to be here again. Today, we'll be talking about how to deal with in laws and external influences. I'm sure for most people who are married, whether African or otherwise, there are times that external influences can be a pain in the neck, particularly when you happen to be in the midst of your people. That reminds me of the story of a woman that built a house for Prophet Elisha in the Old Testament. And the Bible declared that when she had built the house for Elisha, somewhere to lay his head whenever he came around, Elisha said, "Wow, you've done this amazing thing for the man of God. What do you want us to do for you? Do you want us to mention you to the king? Do you want us to, do something particularly?" And the woman said, "I dwell in the midst of my people." That means that I am not terrorized or pressed in any way. I do not have any need why I should be worried. So my people care about me and I dwell in their midst, so I'm good. Now, there are times that we happen to find ourselves in the midst of our in-laws or even other external influences and you're wondering, how do I navigate my way? The first thing I want us to know, whether married or single, as children of God, is that you are commanded by God to love. Yes, love is a commandment, not a suggestion. It is not an observation. It is not optional. It is obligatory. It is compulsory that you love your neighbor. It is important that we obey this command. As a matter of fact, a lot of time when we mention the issue of love, the picture that comes to the mind of a lot of people is that mushy feeling where, you're feeling on top of the world, like that, and romance. That's majorly what comes to mind. But I've reiterated at different points in time that love is not a feeling. Love is a decision. Love is a commitment. Love is something that is bigger, greater, stronger than a feeling. It's something that you decide to do. And that is why when you love someone, there are times that the person might not be reciprocating in the same light. For example, when you love a baby as the mother of the baby, there are times that the baby pulls on you, or the baby bites you while feeding, or the baby wheezes on you. You don't, because of that, throw the baby out and say, "I'm no longer your mother. I am no longer taking care of you." The love that you have decided to have for the baby is unconditional. It is not based on what the baby does or does not do. And I know that someone is saying, but human beings are no longer babies, they are grown. But the truth of the matter is that there is a baby in each and every one of us. There are times that we do things that are not so pleasant, things that are not so, that we're not proud to admit that we've done. And in those seasons, love wins. So we must, number one, be aware that as children of God, and even for every human being, you cannot afford to live your life without love, because that commitment, that decision to love other people regardless, is going to save you, number one, from a whole lot of unrealistic expectations, and it's also going to put you in a position where you're you are strengthened, your heart is large, and you are able to heal even when you're disappointed or when you're frustrated or when you're hurt. Yes. Now, having said that, number two is to see everyone as part of a big family. There was a time I was sharing with some people and I told them that the moment you segregate and say, "Oh, this person is a Christian, so he's my brother or he's my sister," but this person is not a Christian, so he's not my brother, he's not my sister, you set yourself self up for untold frustration, and you're gonna have a lot to experience in the negative, because the way God created it is that there is only one God that created everybody. And when He created us in His image. We might not be in the same season in our lives. We might not have the same realization. We might not have gone through the same pruning and processes that makes us the beautiful version that we are or that we have. But the truth is, everybody is a project in progress. And when we understand this truth, it will make us acknowledge that people will definitely make mistakes sometimes, and we must have room to accommodate people's mistakes.